June!
I promise you, you have absolutely nothing to be scared of, okay? I've done this surgery so many times. Wait, what are you...
No, I just,
Is everything okay?
Yeah, you forgot this.
Wait, what? No, babe, this isn't my...
I know, I happen to love you too.
Hey, what on earth just happened? That was the kiss that detonated across the internet, the unexpected lip lock between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. And no, before you ask, that moment was nowhere in the script. But here's the twist everyone's whispering about. Who actually leaned in first? Did Justin kiss Blake? Or did Blake kiss Justin? Turns out, it was Blake who made the move. Yeah, let that sink in. Remember her lawsuit? She claimed that during a dance sequence, Justin kissed her forehead, gently touched her shoulder or neck, and even commented on how good she smelled. But in Justin's earlier complaint, the one Judge Lyman dismissed, he stated that Blake was the one who initiated bits of intimate improv, and that as a trained actor, he simply adapted. Because in acting, spontaneous moments happen, and professionals roll with it. But here's the kicker. Kisses are almost always written into a script. And in Justin's filings, specifically the declaration submitted during summary judgment, his team flat out said that kiss was not scripted. If you rewatch the movie, that whole hospital moment never made it in. They scrapped it. They recut the same emotional beat in Lily and Ryle's apartment, and surprise, she delivers the same line, minus the kiss. So yes, the hospital scene existed. But the intimacy? According to Justin's filings, it was Blake who went off script, not him. And that's just one example Justin's attorneys pointed to, moments where Blake accused him of behavior that, in court documents, they argue she herself was engaging in. Then there's the whole sexy comment drama. She said she was deeply offended when Justin supposedly called her sexy during that bar scene, the one where everyone's in onesies. But wait, let me show you that clip. And right after, I'll show you another moment, Blake on the floor, laughing with a group of guys, talking about how sexy her own shoes are.
Thank you so much. Ready, everybody? We really should go, please. So, again, who's going to watch everything here? A wall comes in, right? So please make sure that nobody's standing right here, please. Okay. All right.
Somebody lock it up.
We get a toothpick, please. Viv, do you have a toothpick?
Yeah, right here.
Thank you. Whatever you do, you're always pantomime talking to one another. You're always saying something, right? About the game.
Yeah, I'm going over there. Next to
All right, we should go.
Oh, really?
Looks good for you?
Oh, can you put you in the boys?
I've been drawing like not a good team.
That scene. Yes, that scene. You guys, if this ever hits a courtroom, that exact moment is going straight in front of a jury. Because that's the scene where Blake and Miss Jenny insist comments were made about an outfit being sexy. And the wild part? It's not even what he said. I know the audio is rough. You'll probably have to replay it just to catch it. But if you've watched the movie, you know exactly what that moment really is. They're at a bar. All of them in onesies because apparently in Boston, if you show up in pajamas, you get discounted drinks or freebies or whatever the deal is. Everyone's wearing onesies. It's a tiny dive bar, the place is burning hot, and you can clearly see Jenny isn't as covered as the others. Justin notices the heat, he notices the mismatch, and he does what any director trying to keep continuity would do. He tries to make sure she still fits the scene. He's literally like, "We're all in onesies, right?" Then he adds, "It's going to get hot in here." Nothing creepy. Nothing suggestive. Then, this is the real kicker, he spots something stuck in Blake's teeth. On camera. In 4K. And any director in the world would panic over that because once that footage is shot, it's shot. You can't have your lead actress with a chunk of food wedged between her teeth. So he asks someone to grab her a toothpick. And guess what? That's when everything shifts. Blake takes the toothpick, works at her teeth, gets the food out, and then gives him this absolute death glare. And honestly, I don't think she was offended by anything he said about her outfit. Not for a second. I think she was furious because he noticed the food in her teeth. She felt embarrassed. And instead of saying, "Oops," her mind went straight to, "No, I'm not making this about my teeth. I'm going to twist this. I'm going to say he called me sexy." And let's be real. As a director shaping the entire creative vision, he has every right to look at wardrobe, to check details, to give notes. But here's the power dynamic that no one seems to talk about. Even as he raises a question about her look for that moment in the film, she doesn't adjust a single thing. She doesn't zip the onesie higher. She doesn't fix anything. She doesn't even pretend to change. So who's actually in control? He can talk, sure, but she doesn't budge. Absolutely nothing changes. Blake wasn't hurt. She wasn't triggered. She wasn't offended. She was embarrassed, deeply, that someone caught her with food in her teeth on a professional set. And instead of owning it, she weaponized it. Meanwhile, Jenny doesn't even look bothered. Not even slightly. And that is why I genuinely believe Blake got inside everyone's heads. Because if a jury sees that clip, that is not sexual harassment. That is a director doing his job. Honestly, I'd be mortified if I had food in my teeth on camera. But even more mortified if no one told me and it ended up in the final cut. He was literally protecting her from looking foolish. This whole situation is absurd. And then, to make it even more ironic, the very next clip shows Blake sitting on the floor, showing off her boots, and she calls them sexy.
Chair right there. Just get the closest distance. I know it seems so ridiculous. I don't think it's
It's not the problem. The reason they're so sexy is because it's just like naked foot, like Cinderella. But there's no platform. So if your phone is hitting wood, it is. It's actually really cool. And I did it before. Can I just do it with the chair right there? Just get the closest distance. I know it seems so ridiculous. I don't think it's not the problem. The reason they're so sexy is because it's just like naked foot, like Cinderella. But there's no platform. So if your phone is hitting wood, it is. It's actually really cool. And I did it before.
She's sitting on the floor, literally on the ground, surrounded by a group of guys from the crew. She's got on those $2,000 boots. Yes, those boots. The same boots she wore during Lily's birthday party scene. The same boots from the infamous undressing in Ryle's bedroom moment, the first time the two characters get physically close. Those iconic boots. Apparently she wears them in almost every scene. So she's sitting there, showing them off, and casually goes, "You know what makes these boots so sexy?" She says it's the silhouette of her foot, basically meaning the shoe has zero support, so the shape of her arch is totally visible. Her toes are on the ground, her heel is lifted, the arch is exposed, and because of that extreme pressure, the boots are painful, but according to her, that pain is what makes her feet look sexy. And she is telling this to random male crew members on set. Do you know why my foot looks so sexy? This is what makes the boot sexy. Now think about this for a second. There are entire articles dedicated to Blake Lively's outfits, headlines calling her clothes sexy, calling her looks sexy. The word sexy is used constantly to describe women's fashion. Daily. Everywhere. If every time someone used that word it counted as sexual harassment, half the entertainment industry would collapse overnight. So Justin saying something might make her hot, or commenting on the heat in the room, is suddenly harassment. But Blake sitting with a circle of men describing her sexy boots is totally fine? That's the logic they're about to present to a jury. And part of the legal standard for sexual harassment is determining whether the accuser participates in similar behavior. If she herself is initiating these conversations, if she is opening the door to this language, how can she claim it's harassment when someone else uses the exact same words? It's honestly unbelievable. I have never seen entitlement on this level. And then we get to the deposition. Michael Gotadl, acting like some unhinged interrogator, starts obsessively grilling Justin Baldoni about hugging. According to him, hugs are now sexually charged behavior. He goes, "How many times would you estimate you hugged Miss Lively on set? Not off set. Not in private. Not anywhere else. On the job. At work." Justin pauses and asks the most logical question ever. "Are you asking about hugs I initiated, or hugs she initiated?" Gotadl snaps back, "You can characterize it however you like." Justin tries again. He wants to be accurate. Gotadl, include both. Hugs you initiated and hugs Miss Lively initiated. Justin's attorney objects. Gotadl repeats, "Just give your best estimate." Let's be real, who wants to bet these questions were planted because Ryan Reynolds wants to know how many times his wife hugged Justin? As if a greeting hug or a wrap-up hug is bumping uglies. Justin finally says, "I don't know." And honestly, what other answer is there? Gotadl, fair enough. If you don't know, just say you don't know. Then he switches gears. "Do you know who Vivian Baker is?" Justin, "She's Miss Lively's makeup artist, I believe." Gotadl, "Do you know she testified under oath in this case?" Justin, "I assume her testimony would be under oath." Then Gotadl hits him with it. "She testified there was a culture of hugging on the set of It Ends With Us." Justin, "I am now." Gotadl, "She said it made people uncomfortable." Justin, "I find that odd." Gotadl, "You find it odd? Why?" Justin, "Because Miss Baker was often the one who ran up and hugged me." Gotadl, "And because she hugged you, you find it odd she said others felt uncomfortable?" Justin, "Correct." Then Gotadl tries dragging him back to the hot tub conversation, a culture of hugging. So now Blake's sexual harassment accusations are about hugging. And Justin's evidence proving it wasn't gender specific? Him hugging other cast members. Men and women. Roll the footage.
No, I got you. Hopefully that's the right one. Whatever the hell it is. All right.
Oh, there you are.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you want me wrapped out? Okay. You're awesome. Oh, bro, you were amazing. Really. This is like, so you have some depth of soul. I saw it in the audition, but you're gonna kill the rest of it. And then who knows? There might be some stuff. Oh, I think I did. It was in the footage. It was a video. Because some of these were shots.
So this was them wrapping up the shoot for young Lily and young Atlas. They're finishing their final scenes, leaving the set, Justin thanking them, the usual end-of-day wrap. But apparently, in this bizarre world of offensive hugging, this moment counts too, because the so-called hug culture they're claiming is problematic also includes hugging men. Watch closely. Young Atlas literally walks up to Justin and gives him a hug. So I guess hugging is now some sort of scandalous act. Who knew? Yes, not everyone is naturally a hugger, and boundaries should always be respected, no debate there. But on creative sets, especially ones that run for months, people get close. They become tight-knit. They start to feel like family. And families hug. They hug hello, they hug goodbye, they hug after an emotional scene. Sometimes they even do a cheek kiss when they leave. It's normal. And sure, after the Me Too movement, Hollywood has become hyper-careful, don't touch, don't risk anything, stay distant. But this clip shows one thing, Justin wasn't selective. He wasn't strategically choosing Blake. He hugged men, he hugged women, He hugged whoever came up to him. He wasn't hovering around Blake like you. Only you. For Blake to win this claim, she'd have to prove the hugging was targeted toward women only. But here is Justin hugging two men, clear as day, in the exact same affectionate, casual, friendly way. This is the hug culture they're calling discriminatory. It's laughable. Watching Gotadl grill him like hugging is some criminal-level offense is insane. He's acting like Justin committed a federal crime by embracing someone goodbye. The gaslighting is unreal. These lawyers are just as ridiculous as Blake's accusations. This is also the same attorney, yes, the same one, who represented Drake when he tried to sue MG for defamation over a Kendrick Lamar rap verse, and lost. Michael Gotadl has absolutely lost the thread. There is no secret hug cult on that set, and it's not gender-based. He hugged everybody. And this? This is the evidence being presented to the judge. If it goes to trial, this is what a jury will be forced to sit through. So tell me, does any of this look like sexual harassment to you? Or does it make you even more convinced that Blake has gone completely off the rails? And I mean that in the nicest possible way, like Perez Hilton's Delulu, full CLU Kluxdulu energy. What do you think? Do you see a judge watching this and asking, Blake, what are you doing? Or do you think he'll seriously declare, yes, this is absolutely sexual harassment, Blake? Without question. The tooth comment was clearly predatory. Honestly, I truly think Ryan Reynolds is behind this. I think he wants answers about what actually happened between Justin and Blake on that set. That's what this feels like. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and tap the bell so you don't miss future uploads. Thanks for watching, besties. Bye.